Good Packer Nation morning, everybody. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and Packers got another big one coming up against the Vikings. Yeah, this is going to be a big game. The Vikings struggled, of course, against the Colts, losing 34-6. So it doesn't look like they're still on pace. They're not in that form that they were when they were 5-0 and beat us by a score of 17-14 or whatever that was. Not looking good for the Vikings. Packers, of course, with their chance once again to stay in the hunt, to stay in it and have this. We are cruising toward the Detroit Lions, who also dropped the game. Let me know who you are, where you're coming at me from. We will do a little Packer Nation roll call as I have a little coffee. Is it cold where you're at? It's a little bit chilly here, but actually not bad at all. We got a little snow yesterday. Trent is on. Good to see you. I'm trying to tell if I am non-mirrored today because something is different about what Facebook is doing with my video today. So I'm going to I just want to see. Yeah, still mirrored, it looks like. But, oh well, let's put the brushes on. Yeah, congrats to all. Hey there, Peggy. Hey there, Hector. Caesar is here. Zach as well. Good to see you guys on. Yeah, I'm going to wear the Precious while I'm at it because I dropped to like number 6 on the leaderboard last night. I was being a little tricky. We played a little Monday Night Football on the Packer Nation League. Everybody, if you're not on there, you need to get over there. Hey, Tim, Maurice, Keegan, Trevor, and Jose, good to see you guys. Dustin's still topping the leaderboard. Jesse and Peter Vargas have some kind of a conspiracy going on and are now in 2nd and 3rd respectively. We got Peter and Bryce and Ryan up there. Then I'm in there. And my brother JR right behind me. Virginia, Kyle, and Kurt and Hector tied for the top 10 slot on the leaderboard. Jennifer, Janelle, Eddie, Hector, Roger. Good to see you guys. Glad you like the game, Hector. Now, I will say this. The game is called FireFan. Download it from the App Store. Put in the promo code GetTheRing. All you have to do is remember this ring. Just say Get the Ring. And play Packer Nation, but it's Packer Nation with our black and gold GPN logo, which disappeared mysteriously yesterday. So we've got it back on there. Hey there, Gary and Carolyn. Virginia, you got a shout out. I just sneaked above you, though, lady. But yeah, just get on and play. It is definitely not too late. One thing you'll notice, I played a Monday Night Football game. Yesterday the question was asked, am I only going to play Packer games? And I said, you have to watch your alerts because I am going to make it as creative and fun and even actually as possible. So the people who pay the most attention are going to have chances to win this game. Nobody is going to be out of this game for a very long time. Damien says Packer Nation. Yeah, that's the name of the league. All one word, although I think you can just search it. You just click the center button at the bottom and it'll show you leagues and you can just search it out. You'll see ours. There are 2 Packer Nation leagues, but ours is the black and gold GPN logoed one. And we will, I'll be, and once you're in the league, you will be automatically invited to every game I play. It'll show up in your alerts. So, but you just got to check your alerts because I might get a little tricky this week. I got some ideas. Oops, I forgot my mic. But how about those Packers? Anybody out there happy with the Packers? The situation we're in right now, we have had to claw our way back into this division race. And by hook and by crook, with all the injuries, with Aaron Rodgers early on, just not seeming quite in sync with his receivers early in the season, this Packer team is right back in it. I mean, they're in it to win it at this point, as far as I'm concerned. And the Packers need to do that. We don't want to be a wild card bid in this season. We want to take the North, and all we've got to do is continue to do what we've been doing. When I name this show, guys, you guys can give me a thumbs up if you are ready for this team to have another week to just get a little bit healthier. We had a game that was a bruising black and blue division type game yesterday, or a couple days ago now, and for crying out loud, we, knock on wood, seem to escape without anybody getting hurt worse than they were. But the Packers need to continue to get healthy. We need to continue to win. The course we wish to take, it's black and white. There is no desire to be a wild card team. This Packers team wants to win the North. We let it get away from us last year to the Vikings, of all things. And this week, we have our chance to take the Vikings down and continue on that course, headed to Detroit, which will be another tough game for the Green Bay Packers. But, Detroit has been playing well. Matthew Stafford, of course, they went down Sunday, which was great to see. And now the Packers are in the driver's seat. This is exactly what we wanted. Now, of course, actually, it's not exactly what we wanted. What we wanted was not to have a losing streak in November. But, the past is past. We can look back on it. We can learn from it. But that's all we can do. Hey there, John and Janelle. Packers defense ego was hurt in the fourth quarter. That's a pretty good point. I mean, this defense, I had the Bears scoring 10 points on this defense because they were only averaging 17 points. And look what the Packers defense had done scoring-wise in the last 3 games. So yes, I know, and a lot of you can put up your angry face if you want right now if it makes you feel better, because I know a lot of you guys not happy, guys and gals, I say, a lot of you were not happy with the defense's performance against the Bears, especially in the fourth quarter. However, a lot of you will remember Julius Peppers with the strip sack. I was pretty happy about that myself. But that does not a defensive overperformance make. So the defense is going to have to play better ball. However, the Vikings, we can see right now, they're extremely vulnerable. This week, they get Adrian Peterson back. All the energy that goes along with that, all the hope that they can continue to turn things around, all the possibilities, the mathematical possibilities of December football. And what better person to add to your team than Adrian Peterson? Well, when Adrian Peterson has 22 yards and a fumble, not too much hope coming from Adrian Peterson. Now, we got Gary's making a prediction here. I'm going to read this one since I just happened to see it come across. Packers in the league. Ooh, that's a bold prediction. Predicting a couple losses. I think I didn't get a chance to read it. It went by too fast. Packers are in the driver's seat. That's the most important thing. Hector says AD's done. Hey, guys, I got to toot my own horn a little bit because I said exactly this. I said, I don't care when Adrian Peterson comes back. I said he was not the same AD before he got hurt, and he is not going to be a world beater after he comes back. And so far, now again, I know some of you guys are out there. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with this. The last thing the Packers need to do is get Adrian Peterson another year of football based on one game against the Packers. If he goes running roughshod over this defense, that's the last thing we need to see. We've already got predictions coming out, Douglas. We'll do that Friday. I know it's only Tuesday. It's hard to wait, isn't it? But we gotta wait. Adrian Peterson didn't run the ball, of course. Rudolph was there, had almost 100 yards. We know Kyle Rudolph is going to be a problem against the Packers defense. However, we had been doing better against tight ends. So we will see. Virginia is looking for Jake Ryan to have a big game. Again, and the point, I think the underlying point of Virginia is making here is that we have a chance to get healthier. Not just Jake Ryan could have a big game if he can continue to get healthier. But also Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews. We were able to get through the Bears game without any, again, I got to knock on wood, without any major injuries. We know Randall Cobb was hurt in this game, too. Went out there and did it. Hopefully did not aggravate anything. Aaron Rodgers hopefully did not aggravate anything. Anybody got any love out there right now for Aaron Rodgers? Calf, hamstring, 61-yard bomb, just lays the ball. It was phrased, and I think it was John Lynch phrased it, dropped a dime, and Jordy Nelson. We got up there, waved off Lane Taylor, got back to the line of scrimmage, waited for 3 seconds on the clock, and clocked the ball. you cannot at this point. And I think this is what Coach McCarthy said today or this week after the game. He basically said, I'm running out of accolades for Aaron Rodgers. And I said this, and you guys might agree. I think a lot of you do agree. I think Aaron Rodgers plays better when that limitation is there, when he knows he's got to rely on his brain, he's got to rely on his eyes just to see the open receiver, and he's got to rely on delivery. We saw him still able to hold the ball a little bit, sometimes a little too long. Hey, listen, as long as it's not every play, you know that Aaron Rodgers is going to try to extend plays. Who wouldn't? What quarterback in this league wouldn't try to extend a play rather than go down or throw it away? A lot of them, you want to make a play. But when Aaron Rodgers, it just has that in the back of his mind that he can't be doing that the whole game. And we saw him, he got run down from behind a couple times. It wouldn't have. Then I think he plays better ball. I think he's just playing the quarterback position like it has not been seen. Corey says, let him get healthy for the playoffs. Yeah, exactly. I guess you're referring to Aaron Rodgers, unless it was a reference to another comment in the stream that I didn't say or see. But if we can just, the way I kind of phrased it last week was every week Aaron Rodgers can get through a game without aggravating. It is another week we can kind of start to get ahead of this injury. I don't know that he will ever be 100% healthy in the 2016 season, which hopefully goes right on through to February and all the way to Houston. I'm not afraid to say it, and you guys aren't afraid to, give me a thumbs up on it either, because I know you guys are feeling it too. There's no other last stop for this team that we want to see. Bryce is mentioning we've already beat the Giants this year, which is important. And I didn't see the name Emma or something commenting. We had this comment yesterday that the Vikings are going to play us tough like the Bears did. Yeah, it's definitely not a game to overlook. However, I am going to disagree with you a little bit, all right? And the reason is I think the Packers having a little bit of a struggle and having to have some last-minute heroics against the Bears, I think they're going to plow the Vikings. And I know there are a few people out there that agree with me on that. Now, I'm not saying we can overlook them. I'm not saying we can take them lightly. And I'm not saying they're not going to give us their best shot. I just think this Vikings team their best shot will not be good enough. Our strength is our run defense. They're playing at Lambeau this time, not at US Bank. Aaron Rodgers is going to have and a lot of other guys on our team are going to be just a shade healthier, I hope. And we are going, I'm not going to give away my prediction till Friday, but I am going to say I am going to be predicting, unless something changes, if Aaron Rodgers can't go or something. I think Brett Hundley could beat the Vikings right now with the Packers receiving core and the running game. But I think that we are going to plow the Minnesota Vikings. I think we're going to destroy them is what I think is going to happen. I think it is coming. I think it's coming to them. And I've got some agreement in prediction form by Frank. Again, make sure, come back on, Frank. We want to see those predictions on Friday. Anybody out there get the prediction for the Chicago Bears game? Did you nail it on the noggin? I think I forgot to mention that yesterday. On Mondays, usually, I talked about my prediction, which I predicted the defense to continue to hold teams to, that barely double digit, and we didn't do that. But if you nailed it on the noggin, it is your time right now to say, I predicted this, and I freaking nailed it. I didn't get to do it yesterday, which is when you were supposed to be able to do it, but we'll do it right now. So that was for the Bears game, not for Friday. We'll do the Vikings game. Cornelius said, nope. Yeah, I did pretty good on the Packers scoring. But not so good on what our defense was going to be able to hold the Bears to. And you have to give we mentioned it yesterday, we said it before the game, we said that this Bears team is better than their 3 wins. They are a better team than their 3 wins. Their coaches have them playing some pretty good football. You get Alshon Jeffrey back, and he became kind of a force to be reckoned with late in this game. This is, again, probably the time, the fourth quarter is when we're in there. We're basically keeping everything in front of us. The passing game is going to be pretty much wide open, and you basically just want to have follow-up tackles that are secure and successful. And we almost gave the game away in that regard. I've already seen the comment roll across. Still upset with playing not to lose. But I think the comment was about McCarthy. We know by now that Dom Capers' defense is going to be this sort of bend, don't break kind of thing. We're a nickel, dime defense. We try to keep things in front of us. We try to play between the 20s, and we try to get interceptions. And we were able to do that. I know there's some love out there. I mentioned it yesterday for Clinton Dix with a couple of picks in this game. Morgan Burnett and Clinton Dix, a fantastic safety tandem that we have right now. Very glad to have those two guys. I hope they stay healthy. We're going to need them. Justin says Jordy is back. Honestly, everybody made a big deal about Jordy finally being back. And I always harken back to what was the first game of the season? Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember, our offense was stalling. And it was Jordy Nelson catching a long first down pass that gave the spark to our offense from the very first game of this year. Jordy Nelson has been back the whole time. He had a couple of drops. Everybody had a couple of drops. Devontae Adams had 4 of them, I think, in this game. He had 2 touchdowns dropped. Ryan is calling for president. Can we write him in a recall or something? I don't. But yeah, I would worry that his presidential duties might interfere with him helping the Packers win another Super Bowl. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about with that. But yeah, Kurt's asking if Demaryius is in the doghouse. We saw this, and I saw the comment earlier as well. I can't give a shout out to whoever made it earlier, but the benching, in relative to how Alshon Jeffrey was playing. Randall, Coach McCarthy mentioned that it did have to do with performance. But guys, this is not, okay, so here's the thing. The situation right now, there's 2 games left in the season. There is no time to give up on anybody. We just can't, right? We can't. I said yesterday, we can't give up on Devontae Adams. Yes, he dropped a couple touchdown passes, but we got to get behind these guys. Same thing with Randall. We can't afford to give up on Demaryius Randall right now. He's going to play a better game. And like I said, you just watch. Sometimes when you struggle, you learn more from your mistakes than your successes. So, and Justin is kind of making this comment. And Randall struggled. He is a beast in progress. Looking forward to how good he will be in a couple years. Well, and frankly, I'm looking forward to how much better he'll be this coming week. Because these guys, and you've seen it when had a game that was subpar. Randall, when Devontae Adams got out. If you didn't see this post, you need to go to our Facebook fan page and check it out. That Devontae Adams said he had a cuss of a game. He flayed himself on Twitter or whatever. He just basically said, thank goodness for the other guys, I had a bad game. Well, that's the one thing I've liked about Adams. He is a perfectionist. And I have been a guy, other than the Jacksonville game, for about 10 minutes, I've been in his corner. And this is a guy that we cannot afford to give up on. Same thing with Demaryius Randall. So point well taken. Thank you for the comment. And I am looking forward to how much better Randall is going to play when the Minnesota Vikings take the field at Lambeau this coming Saturday. So, yeah, humility is I love these guys that, Julius Peppers reminds me of this. He just goes out, gets a strip sack when we need it, turns the ball over, recovers the fumble himself. You never hear him. He'll celebrate a little bit, and I got nothing against that. I like it when these guys celebrate, get a little emotional about it. But you never hear him causing problems, calling people off the field. He's a captain. Randall is like that. He's just going to get in there, get in the film room, and get better. Devontae Adams has been like this. The only thing you see him tweeting is, if he has a bad game, he calls himself out. These are Packer people. There's a certain way that we do things, a certain attitude. We're an NFL team like anybody else. So there's always going to be some guys that get into, obviously we've seen the PED problem, and I would call it a problem on the Packers team, to be honest, right now. But we've seen this, since Jolly went to jail. We're We're no different than anybody else in a lot of ways. But one thing is, and Vanessa is calling it class act, we do for the most part, and I think we're better than most. We bring in people. We bring in people with a certain attitude. We call them Packer people, hardworking people, perfectionist, championship mindset. And we are finally seeing that, this team is coming together. We're coming together offensively. Aaron Rodgers is an absolute beast. I've called him the executioner in the past. Actually, that phrase was coined by a guy about 4 years ago when the Packers ended up losing to the Redskins. It had to be 4 years ago. And he called Aaron Rodgers the executioner. I mean, he just gets out there and, when he's distributing the ball and he's on, it's freaking fantastic what he can do. All right. So the Packers have a big one against the Vikings. We're going to have to stop Adrian Peterson. Depending on how many reps he gets, it's not going to be the AD show anymore, I don't think. I'm agreeing with the earlier comment. This guy, he kind of did. He's no Frank Gore, it doesn't look like at this point. Frank Gore is still able to do it. Maybe Adrian Peterson, not so much. Last thing we want to do is highlight any Adrian Peterson comeback. This coming Saturday, that's no Christmas gifts for the Vikings. It's Christmas gifts. Give me a heart or a thumbs up for Christmas gifts for Packer Nation of an absolute blowout of the Vikings. We know, and Jerry's mentioning, we're a wild card right now, and there will be no talk on this show about wild card, not from me, because we are going to be the NFC North champs by the end of this season. That is the only way I want to go to the playoffs, is winning back the NFC North Championship that got taken from us by the Minnesota Vikings last year. I could care less where we're at now. We got 2 games to win. We are going to beat the Detroit Lions after we beat the Vikings this Christmas Eve. It's Christmas time for Packer Nation. John says, we own the North, all caps. Boom. Mic drop. Yeah. I completely agree. We have to take it back right now. And Gary's mentioning we got to play. Yeah, we're able to stop the run, so we can do this. This we've been able to do. And then the problem that came in last time we played the Vikings, Stephon Diggs chewed us up. Kyle Rudolph always finds a way to destroy the Packers' defensive backfield. And the comment being made was, we need to play 4 quarters of football. And that is a great comment because it's absolutely true. Look at how this Bears game went. At halftime of this game, the score, the Packers, it was 10-10. Packers had given up 10 points. That's exactly what I had called. And I called the second half. I said, we're able to shut teams out in the second half. And I thought we were going to shut them out. Well, far from that. We went the other way. We cannot afford that against the Vikings. 4 quarters, 3 phases. We've been saying it all year. We need 4 quarters in all 3 phases. Aaron Rodgers is dominant right now. Our defense from time to time has truly been able to stop, to keep some really good teams out of the end zone. And the comment was made earlier, not happy with any of the defensive performances. I don't agree with that comment. I was very happy with the defense's performance against the Seattle Seahawks. 6 turnovers. I don't know what more anybody could ask for than a performance like the defense had against Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what you could possibly be asking for to not be happy with any defensive performance. The last 3 games, we gave up 13, and 10 points. We faltered in the 4th quarter against the Bears. Nobody's saying we can afford to do that against the Vikings. I think somebody might be, I see the snow comment from Roger referring to another comment, guys. I didn't look at the forecast. Is it supposed to snow? Give me a thumbs up if you are peeking at the forecast already for Saturday, and we're supposed to have a white Christmas in Green Bay, because I would love that. I would love these Minnesota Vikings. They play in Minnesota. They act all tough. They blow that stupid horn and drive around with horns on their heads and Harleys, and they play indoors like a bunch of sissies. So I hope for snow. Aaron Ripkowski was dinged up. His back is giving him trouble again. Ty Montgomery was limited at the end of the week as well. These guys got another chance to get healthy. That's the theme of today's show. James Starks, car accident, concussion, things are moving. Give me a thought. Do you guys think that this is James Starks' sort of last hurrah in Green Bay? I'm thankful for what James Starks has done with for this organization. Garth says 40% chance. Garth is my weatherman. You are always right on it, dude. Maybe it's because I'll come up and help you shovel again. So close to the promised land. 40% chance. Well, that's not, nothing guaranteed, but a little bit of swirling snowfall wouldn't be a bad thing, I don't think, against the Vikings, especially when we've got Ty Montgomery who can beat you to the edge. How about Ty Montgomery's, I think that was the first touchdown run, just like a stiff arm and then just beat the guy to the corner, score a touchdown standing up. And then he does it up the middle, up the A-gap next with a spin move into the end zone. Barely even gets taken down then. Ty Montgomery is a beast. I mean, everybody in Packer Nation has had their problems with Ted Thompson. But one thing that can be said for this guy is he finds some diamonds in the rough. He finds some later round draft picks. I think his first round draft picks are much more suspect than the ability that he has. And this is extremely important to find these guys a little bit later on. Obviously, we know about his experience with the undrafted free agents, but Ty Montgomery, let's just put up a heart for Ty Montgomery right now. I'm feeling it. I mean, I love what this guy is doing, what he's done to our offense. And again, we've got the "In Ted We Trust" comment coming across. I'm not quite sure, but I still have, like I say, I still have my issues from time to time with Ted Thompson. And yesterday I made the prediction, and I couldn't even tell you why, but I have a feeling we're going to do something this offseason. I can't wait for the draft already. I don't want the season to end, so don't hate on me like I want the season to end. But I just want this team to do something this offseason. I got a feeling we might do it. Johnny is saying Starks is done, Lacy 1-year deal. I agree. I would love that. And I know a lot of people out there are kind of jumping off the Eddie Lacy bandwagon. Eddie Lacy was playing some great football before he got hurt. And the thing is, you get Eddie Lacy, Ty Montgomery, and Kristen Michael. How about Kristen Michael with a 40-plus yard touchdown? I mean, that guy, I predicted he would be the 2010 James Starks. And I said, I hope Kristen Michael, this was my comment, I hope Kristen Michael becomes the 2010 James Starks for the Green Bay Packers, because if he does not, we only have the 2016 James Starks on the roster. And, however, we still have Ty Montgomery, which is always good. I am liking what Facebook has changed this a little bit. I now can like your comments as they roll by. I wasn't able to do that before. So we've got Roger saying get rid of Ted Thompson. And Jared Cook is going to help the offense moving forward. Hey, listen, I said he was going to make a difference in this game, and he did. He didn't score any touchdowns. I was actually at the end of this game, I was predicting a Jordy Nelson touchdown. We almost got that. I thought Jordy Nelson was going coast to coast in that final play that we had. I thought he was gone. He had to lay out for the ball. It didn't happen. But I felt pretty good about that prediction. I just had a feeling Jordy was going to. But I did say that Jared Cook could have a part to play in this game, and he definitely did. This guy has been a great addition to this Packers team. We've had the, hate on Ted coming across the comment line. It's always out there. I try not to hate on him too much, but hey, I just already said I've had problems with what the guy does, but from time to time, you got to give him props for bringing in, he brought in Ryan Pickett, he brought in Julius Peppers, he brought in Charles Woodson, and now he's brought in Jared Cook, and Jared Cook could truly be a difference maker we've talked about this last week. And I think I phrased it like anybody who's playing the Packers, their defensive coordinators are staying up late, they're not getting good sleep, and they're having nightmares when they do sleep right now. John says, Packers are always relevant. And it's a great comment, John, because frankly, we are so spoiled. Honestly, Packer Nation thinks we should win the Super Bowl every year. Obviously, I want to win the Super Bowl every year. realistically, this is the NFL. I mean, this is a parity-driven league. We should be considered very fortunate to have been in the playoffs for as many years in a row as we have. And that's where I always have the comment, if you want to get rid of Coach McCarthy in particular, who are you going to bring in? And it's always John Gruden that's going to save this franchise, and which John Gruden is very happy in the booth where it's nice and warm. So yeah, we got to stop. I mean, especially this time of year, right? I think we should be feeling thankful. This team has turned it around. They are headed, for a meeting with the Vikings that they can win at Lambeau. They got to finish up this season by beating Detroit. These are could be difficult games. Like I said, I'm going to be predicting. I think the Packers are going to take the Vikings to the woodshed this Saturday. Eduardo's asking, what do I think about the game? Well, I kind of just said it. I'll do predictions on Friday. I think the Packers, we're going to be able to keep, the Vikings. I'll just say the Vikings running game. Of course, all the story was about AD coming back. But I think the Packers defense they're going to want to bounce back. They're going to look, these guys watch the film. They know that they did not play well in the fourth quarter. And they're going to bounce back, I think. I think the defense is going to bounce back. I think the offense is going to continue to roll. We had the offense stall out a little bit. We saw Aaron have a couple passes get a little bit away from him. Keegan's saying AD is a decoy, and that's it. I don't agree. I don't think anybody in the NFL puts a guy like Adrian Peterson on the field to be nothing more than a decoy. But point taken. What I think he is I think he's pedestrian, and I think the last thing the Packers want to do is prove anything other than that, because we've done it before. And truly, it's going to be, the Vikings running game. It's not going to be one person. It's going to be the Vikings running game. Cigar Soldier Garth has got a comment on the John Gruden thing. I think we talked about this, didn't we? We talked about John Gruden. We were up in your living room. I don't remember I think it was the night before the game. The night after the game was pretty awesome also because we watched the game again after getting home from the game. I mean, I could hardly sleep. Freaking awesome. And now it's time to finish strong. We have shown in December, and Aaron Rodgers in particular, the guy is he's absolute money in December. So we need to keep it up. We need to keep it up. Get one game at a time, right? All right, if you're for one game at a time as we close the show today, give me a thumbs up. One game at a time. Now, I know as fans, when we talk about it on the show, I have no fear about talking about the future, talking about scenarios, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we all are smart enough out there. And Jacob says it's AP. No, it's not AP. It's AD. It's all day. I'm going to clear it up for everybody. Ask Adrian Peterson what his nickname is. His nickname is AD. Given by his grandfather when he was in Pee Wee football. His nickname is AD. I hear it all the time because his initials are AP. That's not the nickname. He's AD for all day. That was what his grandfather gave him years, probably 20 years ago, 22 years ago, whatever it is. Adrian Peterson's nickname is AD. All right? And that's why I will correct it on the show. I will say it properly because it's proper. And I try to catch up with these guys on these things. I try to, the keystone to me is ask the guy or listen to the guy in a press conference. He generally will give away the pronunciation of his name. We've had some of those. His nickname, it's AD. All day. That's because he brings it all day. And this guy's been doing it for a long time. So it's a good nickname. And we're gonna send him to the sidelines all day come Saturday, right? We are gonna take care of AD. We're gonna take care of anybody the Vikings can put out on the field to try to run the ball against us. I am a little concerned about, Bradford had a couple nice passes on us, but again, this team only scored 17 points at home early in the season when their defense was playing outstanding ball. What are these guys? They got no sacks. against the Colts, wasn't it? No sacks against the Colts. They lose 34-6 against the Colts. Obviously, the Colts are a better team than they were when we played them. We thought they were a terrible team, but they're better. Andrew Luck he's a good quarterback. When he gets on fire, it's a little bit tough. Jason says our middle is weak. I don't think our middle is weak. As long as Mike Daniels is up front and playing that 0 or 1 technique, I think our middle is plenty strong. I'd like to see, obviously, Jake Ryan back to bolster that in the second level. Gary's saying defense will keep AD on the bench. Yeah, and I'm not against, because there have been comments out there that Vikings are going to, they know what they're playing for in this game too. They are playing for their playoff lives. But I think a beatdown is coming. Heart me if you think a beatdown is coming. We're going to close the show. I started watching the Vikings game, but I just couldn't bring myself to continue watching it. So, we know what we're up against. Stephon Diggs, we've had trouble from time to time against good wide receivers, and I don't like the guy, but he's a good wide receiver. He's kind of disappeared of late. But I think a beatdown is coming. I think it's time to show the Vikings the woodshed and let them pick their own switch. Maybe that's a bad comment to make anymore. So if that's not politically correct for everybody, I apologize. Actually, I don't, because I can say what I want. It's my show. All right, you guys have a great day. Guys, tomorrow's Wednesday. We're going to, we'll get in. We're going to jump back, same pack time, same pack place. We're going to have that Vikings team. I'm pulling up the stats right now. Did not look good at all. Vikings offense was terrible. Defense unable to get a single sack. They are a bit banged up, but the Packers are starting to get a little bit ahead of the injuries. We have yet to be able to truly feel like we're not a badly injured team. I think we had 16 people on the injury list this week, but 16 people on the injury list. I remember that happening one time in 2010, and we had a pretty good game at the end of the season in 2010. Let's keep up the good work, guys. All right? Go Pack, go. All right, have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Will be Wednesday, and then we'll be rolling another Thursday night football game, another Friday, another weekend, and another big Packer win, I hope. Get on Fireflan. I guess you could flambe flan if you wanted to. Firefan, jump on, get in the league, Packer Nation League, promo code Get the Ring. We are now playing for the ring. It is not too late. You got to jump in. Keep an eye on your alerts, folks. I am going to get tricky as much as I can. All right. Oh, and Gary's mentioned a Saturday game. I may have misspoken. I meant, if I said Sunday, I meant Saturday. So, yeah, we're having a Saturday game. We cleared that up yesterday because it is a little bit different, but it's Christmas Eve, folks. So I hope you have a good one. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Same pack time, same pack place. Have a good day, guys.